fine. How are you,
good.
Joe?
With the split screen, you just kind of move your head yeah, so we can see you. Beautiful.
Sure.
There you are. Gotcha. Thank you
Perfect.
for joining me. I always have to have a little bubble of excitement simply because we managed to make the tech work on the damn platform.
Yeah, totally.
Now, Katherine, thank you so much for joining with us. Again, I've been so inspired by your journey through Be Powerful and watching what's been unfolding for you. Why don't you start with telling these ladies a little about yourself and what you do for a living?
Sure.
Sure.
So I am, my work is, I'm an academic. I work in chemistry education. So I suppose my Be Powerful vision is to inspire young people to have a great relationship with the material world, which we don't have a lot of in chemistry education right now.
That's awesome.
And the other part of my role is working with beginning teachers. So ideally having them be in their power and having a sustainable career, because as many of you probably know, we have a lot of teacher burnout in the UK and elsewhere around the world. So that's a real shame.
Yeah, because, you know, when you look at just how foundational teachers are to not just the development of our children, but actually the creation of the cultures that we live in. You know, teachers are instrumental. I'm aware of that with James at school now. You know, his teachers are probably spending more time with him than I am, you know. So in terms of value, and that's not because I'm not available when he's not there, it's just the sheer amount of time at school, right? That values education comes so much from teachers, and what they're modeling for our kids is so important. I'm so excited that you have that vision. And take that stand. It's so extraordinary. Well done. Now, before Be Powerful, what was going on for you, honey? Where were you up to before Be Powerful?
I definitely didn't have that sense of my vision because where I was starting was everything I am is fundamentally wrong. Everything I feel, everything I believe, everything is wrong and doesn't fit in. So what I need to do in my life is figure out what you need, all of you, every single one of you in the universe, and then provide that for you.
Oh God, honey, the greatest pretzel in the world. What do you need? Let me do it.
Totally.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's hard. Can anyone relate to that? I bet people can relate to that feeling of I have nothing of value, or I'm not important. I just have to give you what you need. It's a modeling thing, which is what we grow up with our family patterning, right? How was that showing up in where was that giving you the most trouble? What area of life, or was it kind of across the board? What specifically were you seeing?
Just definitely overwhelm. And I think probably mostly at work, just not being able to do things that I thought were important, not being able to push back, not being able to follow things I thought were important, and instead just trying to cope with anything that anyone else wanted, even if they hadn't asked me, right? So I'd get an email saying, oh, you know, this is happening, or, you know, here's a need. And I'd be like, oh, I could do, I mean, I technically have room in my diary. I could do that thing. I mean, it means not sleeping, but yeah.
Wow, that's
I was at the mercy. I was totally a victim.
Well, yeah, actually, it sounds to me like martyr. It sounds like it was a pretty
martyr.
Yeah.
You
know, everybody else's needs are more important than mine, and on the edge of overwhelm and burnout, because someone doesn't even need to ask you for help, for you to offer it and squeeze them in between 4:45 and, you know, and 5 o'clock. I bet that, yes. So you've got some shares here. I just wanted to point that Sarah sums up my life so far. Rachel, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Definitely.
Oh, Sarah.
You're not alone, darling. You're not alone.
Get on to Be Powerful, Sarah.
So I think many of us can relate. And that often, I'd be willing to guess, I don't know, but did you have a lot of this one in your power type?
A lot of mother. Good mother.
Primary.
Yeah, very overactive.
Yeah. Often someone who's in martyr, as Katherine's just so beautifully described for us, sorry, my sister is FaceTiming me. My sister is my business partner and should know that I'm on a Facebook Live at the moment. And I should have put myself on Do Not Disturb. Let's not blame Kath. That wouldn't be very powerful. Instead, let's put Do Not Disturb, and we should be right. But yeah, like Katherine's described so beautifully, if you tend to do martyr like that, you're likely very high in mother, and she might have that head and shoulders profile where she's quite high, but the others are quite low. Overexpressed mother can often turn into martyr, or even a primary power type of mother, when you're exhausted, can turn into martyr, that wants to provide for everybody else. So so for you, wow, it sounds like Be Powerful has been pretty transformational. So what did Be Powerful
Yeah.
help you to see about what was going on for you at that time?
Well, I think it helped me to undo, an entire lifetime of limiting beliefs, right? I just genuinely many, like several decades of not realizing that I was of any value.
Wow.
And becoming of value by doing, overachievement and, I'm an academic at a Russell Group University and so I'm doing well, right? Yeah. But not really, not underneath.
And we see
so
that,
be
don't
powerful.
we, with overachievers, because I can relate to that.
Yeah.
I totally get it. Didn't just, med school wasn't enough. First class honors with a couple of prizes, with no interest in medicine. I wanted to be an actor, but I did it. Overachieve, because underneath is that sense of, what have I got to contribute that's of value? I don't have anything. It's common. It's very, very common. Yeah. But so you were able to unpick a whole lifetime sort of stuff around that. That's powerful, hon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Credit to you. Yeah. That self-awareness, clearly using the tools, like the awakening process helps you to see it. And then the power type release helps you to let go of it. Then our power types, give you the new alternatives. But credit to you for really going there. That's really, really awesome. So what did you do? What changes did you make over Be Powerful?
Well, I think that one of the changes was literally signing up. I'm the person who I would not spend. I'd be sitting on a train. I'd be dehydrated, which I now know is bad.
Oh, you're speaking to so many people right now. Keep going, yeah.
And I wouldn't spend £2 on a bottle of water, because it was my own fault, because I should have brought my free water from home. So I'd spend 3 hours being dehydrated and miserable and grumpy because I was not worth spending £2 on water.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing, actually, but it's because we're so relatable. We all do that, don't we?
Yeah.
We do it. It's ridiculous, these stupid ass mind games we get ourselves. Yes, so obviously you weren't worth spending money on if you can't keep yourself alive with water.
So actually, just the choice to do Be Powerful, which was in some senses not an easy choice. That was like way more money than I would spend on myself. Like just making that investment, making that initial choice was itself transformational.
Wow.
So just having that, but then obviously all the actual content, all the tools, all the community were totally crucial. And it's just transformed my relationship with value for myself, but also as the value of, you talk about money as being a way of expressing values and shaping the world. And if I look at it in that context, no, I don't necessarily need to squirrel away every single penny to grow more money. Like, that's also good. But I am allowed to invest in myself, invest in the things that I find valuable, invest in other people. And I've always invested in other people. I was a person who would loan, I've given thousands of pounds to friends, but would never think of doing that to myself.
But I'm not going to have a bottle of water when I'm about to keel over on the
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, honey, yeah. That is such a transformation. It's like, I feel like you paint this, it's sort of end of the spectrum, like really, really lack of self-value to a massive shift. That first shift being, and this is what I really want to acknowledge, being able to overcome the barrier yourself, because we couldn't coach you to overcome that barrier. You had to do that first bit yourself to say, you know what, I am going to do this. You had to step in your queen and go, I'm worth this. Even though I might not feel it in my heart right now, I'm going to trust that Joe and all of these other ladies who are saying, do it, is going to help me. You've got to trust it. It helps that we've got a guarantee as well, yes, of course.
Yeah.
But you had to do that yourself. And I think that's one of the biggest first steps, which is powerful. That's really awesome. So what results have you seen post Be Powerful in terms of your life? Clearly that sense of value is in place now. How's that showing up in life?
It's showing up in lots of ways, like in the sense that I continue to invest in myself. So I'm now working with brilliant Kate Wolf, brilliant one of many coach,
awesome.
Certified coach. She's fabulous. I met her through one of many, and like just things are just so much easier because I'm coming from a place of just from things like opening email and not feeling the fear, I used to be worried to check Facebook Messenger in case someone was mad at me. I used to be worried to like listen to a phone message, and despite all of that, that sounds really, I mean, it is awful listening back, but I was still functioning. I was still functioning at a very high level. I was just doing it from adrenaline and cortisol. And I remember, like, this week particularly, I've woken up and I feels like genuinely my serotonin levels are higher. Like, I just feel genuinely happier every minute.
Oh my God.
And I sort of have forgotten what that feels like. I feel, people tell me I'm showing up as more engaged, more inspiring. That who I am, like they sort of see me glowing. And obviously that means that when I'm going in to teach, I have more conviction. I'm speaking from my heart more. When I'm in my research, which I'm just currently finishing up my PhD, I'm writing the things I believe to be true, rather than worrying about what are the examiners going to think. Like, is this publishable? Is this worthy? Should I be doing something else? Which is quite crippling, as you can probably imagine.
Katherine, I'm sitting here tingling from head to toe as you're speaking, because for me right now, you are the full embodiment of your vision, and how you're speaking about it. It's just so, it's really heartwarming to witness. Yeah, well done, darling. This has just been incredible. And I know for you, that sense of value has also, you mentioned something on one of my other Facebook lives, I think recently, about the Be Powerful paid for itself for you as well, like very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
How did that manifest?
Yeah, well, for example, at my work, we have a professional development expense thing, because as academics, we go to research and stuff. And for 4 years, I had not claimed that. I just hadn't touched it. So things like realizing, oh, I don't need to be paying for this. Someone else can be paying for it. Saying to my technician, you can order this material. I'm not going to go to Sainsbury's and buy this stuff. Like, I know it's only £5, but actually this falls under your remit. So it was just stuff I wasn't willing to access. I didn't want to take up space. I didn't want to take up time of anyone else. So I would just do it myself. So reaching like that support of other people and the support of stuff that was just available. I was willing to ask. Or even not, even when I didn't have to ask, it was just there.
Yes. And that's that beautiful example of what we're saying, is that our beliefs about ourselves, our worthiness, our and you said it beautifully, the amount of space that you take up in the world, we can be limited and cut off, so we just don't even see opportunities. And then all that has to happen is we step into our power, and then we see opportunities that were always there, but we didn't see them as opportunities because we were too focused on something completely different. So much energy taken up with anxiety around opening an email and so on. Oh my God, Katherine, I think you've certainly inspired me this morning. And I love the vision that you have discovered in Be Powerful. I'm glad you're continuing to work with one of the coaches to bring that and shape that into the world. You are a force to be reckoned with, my darling. Thank you so much for joining us today. So grateful.
Well, thank you, Jo.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for everything you do.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Love,
bye.
Bye-bye. Have a great day.